The three guys you're about to hear are not experts, and any advice should never be followed. Also, we have no idea what we're doing, but really, who does? So please, join us as we talk about some of the weirdest questions we could find on the internet today. Welcome to a brand new podcast. I'm Jack.
I'm Alasdair.
And I'm Chris.
And I think I speak for us all when we are the least experienced and qualified people to be making a podcast. Basically, we're completely inexperienced in this kind of thing, aren't we?
Yeah, well, this is my first podcast.
It's certainly my first time.
This has just proved already. We're about 3 minutes, 42 seconds in. And we're always doing so far. So words. Yeah, there we go.
I words too.
I can words.
Words.
I can words.
Speaking word noises.
So,
this has been successful so far.
we've all seen the ridiculous, crazy questions on Yahoo Answers. Other internet question services are available, I guess. And they always don't get the answer or attention that they deserve. So we think it might be time to put this right and answer some questions. So I'm going to ask you something right now. Are you ready?
All right, let's go.
I am ready.
I'm excited.
Excited?
I think excited is possibly the word.
So this Yahoo answer goes, how to shave mustache? 14-year-old.
I'm already depressed.
I'm beginning to notice that my mustache is starting to stand out, and I want to get rid of it. I've never done this in my life, so shaving would be new to me. I want my mustache completely gone. No mustache hairstyle, please. Alright, here are my mustache stats. Colour, black. Size, relatively small. Health, 100.
I thought it was serious up until that point.
Stamina, no. How do you shave? My brother has all the shaving cream and razor. I'm going to borrow his. Please list the steps and tips how to shave. Like, should I stroke up or down? Or side? Or wet the moustache? Or shave it dry? Additional information. Edit. If I shave my moustache, will it grow thicker? I don't like that. I won't cut it then.
Right, okay, well.
The other thing, I feel a little bit of paternal pride from this question because it was asked 5 years ago.
So this guy is now probably
He's either got like a wicked cool moustache.
experienced beard shaver now.
Well,
He's gone further than a little moustache.
He's either experienced and managed to do it, or he's just like this wicked long moustache.
I honestly think I can't contribute anything to this question, as I'm 21 years old now, and I still am completely inept at growing any facial hair of any kind. So this is probably me out.
It's true. I think you do the opposite. You like.
Well, I feel like we could be helping Chris here too, in which case.
Okay, Chris.
I'm sure one
In fact,
day.
we should rephrase the question, and we should just say, how do you grow a mustache? Because I would certainly like to know.
Well, as someone who participated in Movember, just doing really manly things really brought the my mustache game to bear. Like, I just smell some manly things like wood. Went to the gym, and just generally did the most manly thing I could. That's pretty much my advice that I'd have. How to grow a mustache.
How to grow one is.
But that isn't the question.
Simple.
I've got a problem with this already because I completely forgot that in 5 minutes I've got a timer on my phone that's going to go off, and I need to go downstairs and retrieve my cinnamon buns from out of the oven. So manly points, I think I've lost already again. This is probably why I can't grow any facial hair.
God.
But
I've never thought I'd ever hear. I need to go downstairs and take my cinnamon buns out of the oven within 5 minutes time.
I make heavenly cinnamon buns.
Is this like
Beautiful.
a sexual innuendo thing?
This is not it. Not at all. No. This is I love to.
Chris, just me and you now. Just me and you.
Yep. Would you like one of my buns?
Or is it like a ploy to get girls? She's like, you know, you see someone and you go, I got some mighty fine cinnamon buns. And you'll be renowned as cinnamon buns.
Well, I would love that as a nickname, actually. That would be fantastic. Thank you very much.
Those sweet buns. Anyway, back to the question. He does say that his brother has all the stuff. Like, obviously there's someone there who could teach him how to shave. So what is his brother doing that he's there going like, no, not like that.
Okay, well, to answer the question then, for Chris's benefit, because one day, hopefully, he hits puberty and grows that wicked mustache he's always wanted.
Please don't go through the steps of shaving.
I just, you wet your face and you go for it. And I think you should actually probably get your brother to show you how to do it first.
I think what you should do is like, he's 14-year-old, so he should just go to like the barber straight up, sit in the chair like, hey Jerry, lather me up, let's go, get rid of it.
Why would you want to get rid of it though? I mean, Tom Selleck.
I don't think it looks
famous for his mustache.
I have mustache envy.
I've never seen a 14-year-old with like the Selleck style stash.
I mean, women love it. Love a bit of facial hair.
Is that true though?
Yes,
it's
always
I'm
true.
pretty sure it's true. Ask a girl, they'll probably prefer stubble to non-stubble.
I don't know. I'm in denial a little bit.
Yeah, probably, yeah. You're just going for the soft, cuddly look, Chris.
Smooth. Yes, smooth. So, I have a question that I found on Reddit, and it says, what is the lamest username that you've ever used for something, and what's the story behind it? And I've chosen this specifically with the intention of me and Jack, because...
Oh, I thought it was going to be me. I've got like a...
Have you got some bad ones as well?
I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's definitely up there with a bit ridiculous. And people have still gone, what the hell were you thinking when you put that on?
I think it's just a 12-year-old, 13-year-old thing, because I've known Jack for pretty much all my life now. And
I've known Ian for the same amount of time. Right?
Yeah,
This wasn't like a stalker situation.
No, this is a mutual respect of friendship. And yeah, I think we during the MSN days, I don't even know if MSN even still exists as a social network, but
it does.
Yeah, we had some pretty awesome email addresses and usernames. So
I remember when my family first got a computer, we had AOL as our internet service provider.
Likewise.
Same.
And my mum thought she'd give us all usernames for the thing that you'd log on with. And so she was kind of obsessed with... Well, at the time we had a parrot, okay? So so we had this parrot which squawks. And so the phrase squawk or squawking or stop squawking was like rife within the household. So she gave herself the username J Squawky. That was mum. Jill, J for Jill. J Squawky.
Yep.
And then the theme kind of went through me and my sisters. My dad had no part in this.
Right.
I was JJB Squawk Monster.
I actually forgot about that one. This is something that I forgot existed. I wasn't even thinking of this username for you, but that is fantastic.
I was JJB Squawk Monster. Now I can't actually remember what Miranda, my younger sister, but older of the two, which is good English for saying the eldest of my younger sisters.
Do you mean the middle one?
I think she was like Marissa Squawky, maybe something like that.
Wow.
I don't think she ever really used the internet, so I don't think she still does. She just lives in a cave.
Of course.
But Anna, the youngest sister, she was Squawky Anna. So there was this definite squawky kind of theme. going throughout.
That's actually cleared that up for me because I always did wonder what it was, and I don't think I
did not choose it.
That you had a parrot. So
I had a parrot.
What was the name of the parrot?
The parrot was called Beauty, but it was such a stupid pet because the only reason we bought it was because it was sick in the pet shop. So it was like this massive, this sick little parrot, we'll take it home and make it better. And the vet was like, no, this is a dead parrot.
Right.
And so when we went on a holiday for like a weekend once, we came back and we actually had a dead parrot.
This is a terrible story.
You asked.
Like a first.
It's a comedy show.
I thought
we're talking about dead parrots already.
A little bit of humour at the end of it, or something like, oh, well, what a lovely parrot. But no, it's just like came back from holiday. Bam.
Welcome to the new podcast, Dead Parrot Quarterly.
Oh wow. I hope we don't have any parrot enthusiasts who are a fan of this.
No.
Well, they won't.
I know.
They definitely won't be tuning in after this podcast.
No. You don't I didn't kill the parrot. It died of natural causes. I think it had eczema or something.
Parrot eczema.
Parrot eczema. I don't know. Anyway, that's where the squawking came from. But I did, and I think I know the one Chris is thinking of. Because after about a year of having this JJB squawk monster, I thought I need a wicked, cool name for my online endeavours. Mm-hmm. So I thought, I originally wanted it to be Weird Fish, because I think it's a brand, isn't it? It's a clothing brand. Isn't it? And I thought that was pretty cool. So, and Weird Fish was taken. So I thought, right, what else can it be? Obviously Weird Hog. So that was it.
Yep.
I still use it to this day.
You still use it? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I signed up for some services that I still use.
Services.
Yeah. Well,
Gosh.
Steam, for example, it's still my username on there.
Man.
And I still use it occasionally and think, oh God, I hope no one sees this.
I remember, well, my first email address thing, likewise, we had AOL, and I could not think of anything for the life of me. And I was about 12 years old, so where you don't want something boring like Chris Nelson. Like, all right. So
plus Chris Nelson was probably taken.
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought, why not combine my two favourite animals at the time, which were penguins and pigs. So I had penguinpig@AOL.com, which served me well. I
completely forgot about that.
Yep.
Penguin pig.
Several years, until I was about 16, I think I used it. And then I decided, do you know what, if I'm going to apply for certain stuff, then I need something a bit more sensible. And then just went straight to sporks are awesome, I think I had.
Oh yeah, something much more,
appropriate
yeah,
exactly.
for I think everyone pretty much changed theirs at the same time. Like when you apply to university, the teachers are like, please don't have it you're applying to university and your email address is xloveyourbabeso42@hotmail.com, and the teachers are like, please no, please don't do this.
Don't do this.
It's
this is a bad idea.
Dr. Knockers at AOL.com.
If you know a Dr. Knockers at AOL.com, then I'm worrying about you.
Yeah. But you said you had some funny ones, Alasdair.
I had a funny one. And in fact, this has come up again recently. And I don't use it anymore. Well, kind of, maybe a little bit. But recently, a mutual friend of ours came up to me. Well, didn't come up to me, to send me a text message and was just like, yeah, by the way, I was trying to send you an email and it came up your email address as cranky_badger.
What?
And I was just like, oh yeah. And she was like, well, why have you got cranky badger as your email address? And I was, a little bit embarrassed by this. And I was like, well, when it came around to finally sorting out an email account on Hotmail that wasn't on AOL, and I was trying to do something with my name, so I was just saying Alasdair _ such and such, blah blah blah, and every single one was taken. And I was getting a little bit really quite pissed off at this, and I was thinking, oh my God, I actually just can't find an email address which can work with my own name. So I just typed in, like,
it's not gonna suit me. This
cranky,
is not me.
cranky _ badger. I thought, it's going to be taken. Someone's that stupid. Oh wait, okay, accepted as your email address.
Oh,
Couldn't really go back from
someone's
that
that
anymore.
stupid.
So that was it.
Turns out it's me.
I'm picturing, like, I know what cranky badger means. You mean a badger that is not in good.
Yeah, quite a moody badger.
Yeah, like, quite moody. But in my mind, I've got like someone's put a badger on like one of those racks, like one of those torture chambers, and cranking it.
I think it's about the. I think it was about the same time as that Badger song came out. The one that just went Badger.
Badger.
Mushroom. Yeah, exactly.
See,
I always thought they looked a bit grumpy, so I think that's what the thought process was.
The image that I've got in my head is just of angry beavers. I know it's nothing similar at all, but I can't stop thinking about angry beavers. I certainly hope that people know the reference to Angry Beavers as a cartoon rather than anything a little bit weird. I've made a really great impression for myself on this podcast so far.
No, I don't think any of us have, actually.
Well, my question to you that I found, is what can I do in the 10 to 15 minutes before I go to bed each night that will have the biggest impact on my life? And there were a few things that immediately sprung to my mind, which probably weren't the most sensible things to say on air, but yes. Guys, what do you guys think?
I quite like the answer that's actually there. I don't think I could think of anything better, because I was thinking like something serious. Oh, you could exercise or, whatever, read a book, Jesus. But one
Brush
Reddit...
teeth.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Well, that's just
Get in bed.
Sleep. Go to bed 10 to 15 minutes early.
But one Reddit user said, just lay in bed for those 10 to 15 minutes and think about all the people that wronged you in the day and just say their name aloud and just plan revenge.
I think that's a bit of Game of Thrones going on there, isn't it?
Well, possibly. I mean, you didn't really... I mean, there's no scene in Game of Thrones where, Joffrey's lying there going...
Oh,
it's Arya though, isn't it? She slides there and she names every time she goes to bed. She lists all the people she's going to kill later on.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? You're actually right about that.
Damn right, I'm right about
the thing about Game of Thrones is it's a TV show, and you can't actually
a book.
Like you don't have a direct uplink. Okay, yeah, it's a book. Fine. Yes. Well, I can't read the books now because I don't want to ruin the TV show.
Read them before the TV show.
See, there's the whole book versus TV debate. This is a complex one.
Well, that's what I'd do. I'd be planning revenge. That's what I do.
I think that's too dark for me. I'd go to bed and probably have nightmares about
who's wronged you, Jack. Who's hurt you, and who's hurt you recently that you'd never before you go to bed.
Okay, so for example, the bin men didn't collect the bins the other day. Well,
what are they called though? You don't know their names. You can't say bin men. 1, 2,
bin men.
Every bin man.
Well, I don't know what their names are, but I had a particular...
Barry, Paul,
Barry,
Greg.
What, Chuckle? To me, to you. That's probably why they didn't get
That's what wakes me up
it.
every Friday morning. To me, to you, to me, to me.
What would you do, Chris, then? What do you do?
You're not asking who I'd take revenge on. What do I do? I don't know, because I
don't sleep.
I don't sleep. That's true. I like to have a bit of a play on guitar. But yeah, that's pretty much my. It relaxes me. If I write a relaxing song, that'll make me sleepier, and then I'll go to bed at a sensible time. But I mean, it depends what you class as a sensible time.
Before...
I'm really dull.
That's got to be the most boring answer I've heard for this.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I mean, I take some ecstasy before I go to bed and have wicked dreams.
I don't think you know what ecstasy does.
I don't think you'd be sleeping, Chris.
It's no, I don't. I can't even think of anything witty.
Oh.
Inviting me to do this podcast was your best idea yet.
Well, here's another Yahoo answer for you.
Please, somebody help me.
Why wouldn't they let me play the didgeridoo in my high school marching band?
I'm generally. I don't
There's
know.
no other information.
I don't know why.
I like the username for this guy was didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
Yeah.
That's quite.
Didgeridoo asked that
And his
question.
profile picture looks like
Well, he looks a bit like Morpheus, doesn't he? Really.
a little bit. Yeah, just a.
I guess what the question really is asking is, like, what is he trying to prove? That's what I always think when I look at someone playing the didgeridoo, like a busker in the street. I'm just like, what are you trying to prove? Because it's not music.
I think if the guy, yeah, well, it is kind of music. I've never seen somebody like play the didgeridoo and thought,
All right, Chris.
do you know what? I really need this on MP3 to listen to all the time.
Can I get you on iTunes?
Yeah, it's not one of those kind of instruments. But my biggest issue with the question is all I could say is if he wants to try and march at the same time as holding up that didgeridoo, then go for it.
All the better for him.
'cause I would be impressed.
I think it's probably some sort of patriotic American crap where it's not an American instrument, therefore not allowed to play it in a marching band.
It would sound so bad. Yeah, like Chris, can you hum me a marching band tune, please?
Okay.
Like, no.
It worked perfectly.
That worked. Maybe we should start a band.
Didgeridoo.
That's it. Scrap the podcast.
The didgeridoos.
The didgeridoos. Yeah. Cool.
Chris, how long's left on your timer before you have to go and get your buns?
Oh, actually, well, they're just there to rise at the moment. I'm waiting for the heat to go into them, and hopefully they should be nice and fluffy for when I do cook them. I said that with a smile. You can even hear that I'm smiling.
I've got a Yahoo answer.
Yes.
He looked so pissed off, like during that entire little bit.
And it's going to be edited out, so I'm going to have to say I've got a Yahoo answer again.
Don't edit out my buns. I think my bun talk is going to be the highlight of this podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, this Yahoo answer, the users deleted their account, so I guess he was
Afraid of being.
I guess the
tracked.
NSA caught up to him, and he asks, "How can I convince my Buddhist friend that he owes me money from 3 lifetimes ago?" And I'll tell you what the best answer
where to
was
start?
if you want, or do you want to answer, and I'll then tell you what the best voted answer was.
I don't know if he was. It's supposed to be if he was a human 3 lifetimes ago. He's obviously been very good in these past 3 lives.
The asker is not a Buddhist. His friend is, and he wants money.
Oh, but so then he didn't get reincarnated.
Well, the idea of reincarnation really depends on whose point of view you're looking at.
I suppose so.
He wants to get money off his friend. He wants to cheap out his friend and get some money. And he's going to use that he was a Buddhist to cash in on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I'll tell you what the top rated answer was. And this was voted up 21 thumbs up. And this was answered by Yahoo Answers user ? Which they must have been like right on the scene to get that one. Like the day one username ?
Yep.
So well done. Well done to you, I guess. User ?
Well done ?
And he says you should squash a bug right in front of him and tell him you took great pleasure in murdering his mother from 4 lifetimes ago. And if he doesn't pay up, point to a dog.
That is.
Well, yeah, it's not great. Point to a dog and warn him that his wife from 3 lifetimes ago is next. I think that's pretty...
I think the guy needs to seek some medical psychiatry and
What, for being a Buddhist?
possibly be incarcerated. What? Squishing insects and pointing at a dog and saying the dog's next.
Oh,
basically.
no. Yeah, well, I think what we're dealing with here is a Buddhist, non-Buddhist interaction. Exchange, if you will, of money for goods and services, and those goods and services being extermination, I guess.
I generally
I don't have a way to respond to this.
I don't think I'm cruel enough to be able to get money from 3
No.
lifetimes ago.
Chris, you did believe in reincarnation at school.
I was a Buddhist, yeah.
Well, you thought you were a Buddhist.
I was the original hipster.
I don't think
you'll find.
you can just go, I'm a Buddhist now.
That's exactly what I did.
I think there's more of a deeper conversation you have to have with yourself.
Nope, just
No.
Buddhist.
But I do remember this quite well. And you just decided you were a Buddhist. What would you have given money for? Like, what kind of excuse or explanation would have made you think, I owe this guy some money from 3 lifetimes ago?
Do you know what? If he said to me, I've reached nirvana, then I would have given him money because, one, as a Buddhist, I would have been like, that's awesome. I'm glad you've reached nirvana. 2, as a heavy rock fan, I would have been like, you've reached nirvana, then I will give you money to be able to speak to them. That is a completely logical answer.
I could reach nirvana. I could put like my CDs, my Nirvana CDs on just like a really high shelf and go, reach for those CDs, and then I could say, look, I've reached nirvana in complete honesty. So it's not as foolproof as you really made out there, Chris.
I used to reach nirvana by listening to Nirvana, so this is true.
While taking drugs, or
me?
What? Never.
Caffeine is the only drug that I snort.
just the granules.
I'm all about the Kenko.
Line me up
or
some
Nescafe.
Kenko.
I'm pretty sure caffeine enemas is supposed to be the way to go. Bigger hit straight away. But,
It's funny you mentioned coffee enemas.
Coffee enemas. I said caffeine. Coffee enema might be a little bit worse.
I did see a video about this. You know those My Strange Addiction videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
They were,
Unfortunately.
yeah. Well, there was one about coffee enemas, and they did like 3 or 4 a day.
Oh my god.
Just like,
It's supposed to get rid of like migraines and stuff.
well, they did not explain why. Like, they didn't incept how they came to this. It was just like, it's great. They didn't say why it was good or, anything like that.
It should gives you this nice bit of a hit. But yeah, I don't think I'd ever try it.
Well,
Jeez.
I think I know what I'm going to be doing tonight.
10 to 15 minutes before you go to bed.
Oh.
Life-changing experience.
Let's bring this all together. 10 to 15 minutes before bed, you should probably take a coffee enema. And then you won't be able to
Stay up
sleep.
for another 3 hours.
Yeah, then you won't be able to sleep, so you should probably go and check on the mustache progress that you've been
Before
making.
you reach nirvana.
Well, yeah, and then you just go and find some Buddhists and con them out of some money, I guess.
Yeah, it's the only way I can think about getting money out of a Buddhist is by finding a case from at least 3 lifetimes ago of somebody who owed somebody money and say this was us.
It's not the only way.
I don't know, apart from faking a check that bounced like 3 lifetimes ago.
You could use violence.
True.
You could just mug him. I mean, he doesn't actually say that he...
Physical violence. You owe me money and you're going to give it to me. I'm going to knock you out.
Wow, it's like that. There's
is
a mugger
pleasant.
in my room. Like, wow. I feel like I should give you all my money.
Okay.
And I guess that'll do it for today. Do you have anything to add? Any last thoughts, feelings?
I need to retrieve my buns.
You need to check on those sweet
And
sweet
more
buns.
from Chris and his buns on another episode.
Yes. Well, I guess thank you for listening.
I have nothing to add. But ending it on a Buddhist mugging is probably not the best idea. So maybe something a bit cheerier.
Peace out.
Peace out from Alasdair.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening from Chris. And I'll leave you with a Yahoo answer that I saw the other day. And it said, "Why does my vagina smell like Doritos?" You have been listening to the Last Resort podcast with Jack Broadbent, Chris Nelson and Alasdair Glendinning. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, you can follow us on SoundCloud at The Last Resort Podcast, or you can follow us on an RSS feed going to thelastresortpodcast.podbean.com/feed. If you found a particularly funny question online, or you want to ask one of your own, you can email us at thelastresortcast@gmail.com.